Welcome to Santa Clarita AI.com. I'm Connor MacIvor. I've been playing with technology and really looking at it for a very long time. I was a kid back in the early 80s. My dad bought this computer, Timex Sinclair 99, and that machine really kind of brought me into the world. I transitioned into law enforcement and then real estate. And, well, of course, the rest is history. But I will tell you that since about 2022 and before that, about 2006, 2007, I really latched onto the internet when it was starting to move very much forward in the real estate world and even local business advertising. I went through the entire pay-per-click strategies, those different CRMs that were built out there. If you remember, if you're an agent watching this, top producer, if you've been in the business that long, and from there it transitioned to all sorts of different things. Then you have email marketing, you had all that stuff built out. Then you have the Facebook ads and meta ads. Now you have TikTok ads, TikTok shops. You have a lot of different ways to advertise yourselves. And of course, you have the entire social media component that's really been taken over by artificial intelligence in of itself. And then, of course, for us agents, we're bombarded by Zillow ads and Redfin ads and a lot of the different syndication sites. Of course, Redfin's a brokerage, but maybe soon Zillow might be as well. So these are basically preemptive systems and ideas that we're going to build out together. And I will share all of those here on this community. I built it so I'm able to control who's inside. And I want all real estate agents, local business owners, those sorts of folks in here. So that's incredible. Even their staff, people that want to really learn about AI. It does evolve every single day, multiple times a day. There's new events, new channels out there that have been basically created by AI itself, and people that are leveraging that particular system to try to get information and news out there. Some of it's crap. Some of it's completely, very self-interest. This isn't what this is going to be. I want to try to show the best ways. I will show the best ways that agents will be able to leverage AI in them themselves to spread their business and to make more money. What's in it for me? Connections, of course. And that's probably, I think, every agent's goal is to have agents they're also connected with, because as well as I, when you truly care about the other people in the business, realistically, you get into escrow with somebody. It just makes it so much smoother when there isn't this fighting back and forth because of some ego-driven problem that a lot of people seem to have now that we know each other, probably in a historical record, or maybe just because you just joined this community. Now we have a better connection point. So there's that part. In with that, my promises to you, I promise to give you just good information, the information that's going to best be able to be leveraged by you in the business. You can join the Zoom meetings that I put on weekly. We can also have one-on-one scenarios to discuss where your business happens to be. And this is, of course, free. And then maybe where you can improve particular areas yourself. You don't have to pay people to do it. Of course, you always can. That's always an option with everything, right? Pay people. But when you know how to do it yourself, just like if you know how to fish, you can feed yourself for a lifetime. If you're going to have somebody give you a fish, then you're pretty much stuck with that only fish. So I'm here to teach you. I'm here to try to show you the best ways. My background coming from law enforcement, I taught a lot of different subjects with the Los Angeles Police Department, from firearms to tactics, to motors, the motor integration with the shotgun and different types of weapon systems, moving into radar and laser teaching. And then, of course, the drug recognition expert instructor credential that I carried for many, many years, moving all the way through to bringing me to this. Now I'm teaching about AI and its implementation within real estate and then the different forums out there. I will tell you what I did is I placed this community at SantaClaritaAI.com. If you happen to be an agent not inside Santa Clarita, it's still going to be applicable. All you will want to do if I'm talking about a particular city or area in Santa Clarita, just transpose and put in the area in which the city you happen to be in. But the information is going to be evergreen. Well, maybe evergreen for about a week. You know how fast artificial intelligence is changing. But this will really be a little bit of some of the concerns you should have with regard to it to protect yourselves and your family. But realistically, how to build your business using it in the best way possible. In the future is going to be this. You might be watching this and saying, you know what, I really don't want to get involved with it. I don't want it to know anything about me. I don't want it to know my habits. It's too late for all that. And if you're also holding back because you think this is going to be something that might have been like some of the past advancements. I don't know if you were around. I wasn't before my time, but when radio was there, then TV comes in and they don't think TV is going to be a big deal. And then you move through the historical record, then the internet comes online and they start talking about it again. Oh, it's just going to be a chat place like those crappy dial-up modem chat rooms were. Well, again, it's blown into something else. This is something that we've never seen. This is based on intelligence. If you look at the agricultural revolution and you look at the industrial revolution, those were based on intelligence a little bit. But those systems, those new methods or modalities were not totally built around us manufacturing something that indeed became smarter than every human being on the planet. We're talking about agriculture. We're talking about industry. Those developments were intelligent, yes, but not super intelligent, where they're controlling things or smarter than the public at large. They were still being utilized and manned by human beings. Artificial intelligence is something that's going to break loose of that bond with humans if we're not careful. Probably won't be a great place for us, but we'll have to continue to watch. Until then, while we're on this while we're on this journey together, make sure that you stay aligned with yourselves. Make sure you have some red line in the sand, as one of the past presidents said. Have your place that you know who you are. And I only say this because us as human beings, we're very easily swayed. You might not think so, and maybe you're one of those that's incredibly rare to what I'm saying. Maybe you're not easily swayed. Maybe you have your line in the sand, and this is the line you never cross for anybody or for any reason. With artificial intelligence, it's very good at advertising, it's very good at marketing, and people use those systems because we've already given it our complete playbook. We've given it everything that we do on social media. So it knows how ugly we are. It knows how beautiful we can be. It knows our drives, our passions, our critical thinking. It knows a lot of issues about us, and it's using that to manipulate us in a great way. And it seems to work in a lot of accounts when it's coming to selling you something, coming to having you think, gosh, I really need that. I'm not sure why I need that. So these are some examples of what it can do. If you're somebody that's not using it in your real estate business or local business or whatever it's going to be, your competitors will be. So if we're all going to go to the cliff and jump off, if your neighbor's going to jump off, your friend's going to jump off, are you going to follow them? Remember that? Yeah, we might kind of be there. We might be to that point. Again, it's up to you. The point is this system, what I've built here, this community is only going to be invite only. When you come into it, we don't need any self-promotion, any of that other nonsense. This is really about learning. It's about questions and answers. If you ask something, if you want to know information, I will do my best to research it and provide sources. I'll do videos. We'll do Zoom meetings. We'll sit down and we'll talk about various aspects of how to best integrate artificial intelligence into your business, whether it's real estate, whether you're a plumber, whether you're an electrician, whatever it may be. These are the systems that you're going to need. And everything starts with your contact list, your database. So we'll talk about that. And then where you need to be online, how you can best leverage artificial intelligence to make your online personality completely seen by everyone, how each individual social media post can be niche oriented or even larger in nature. But what'll end up happening is you'll start getting the people that'll start to interact with you. And then I'll teach you how to use AI to interact with them, even if you're asleep at 2:00 in the morning. How those people can be added to your particular consumer or client relationship management software, the CRM, and how then they can be nurtured, they can be followed up with, because if at some point they decide to communicate with you and you miss it, maybe that communication was something of them wanting to hire you for your services or buy your product, whatever it may be. And then if you miss it, people don't have a lot of patience to wait for people to miss things. So more than likely they'll move on to somebody else rather rapidly. You don't want that. So showing you the best way to package your business, your profession, the services you offer so that you don't miss any of those things, that's going to be critical to this process. This will be part of this community, Santa Clarita AI.com. I'm Connor with Honor. If you want to Google me, feel free. Connor with Honor, Connor MacIvor. You can see where I am online just to get an idea to see if it's going to be worth it for you to be a member of this, but it's free. There's no cost. I don't see any future of me leveraging this to have people paid to join this membership community. But I will work and do my best. I promise you to share with you the most relevant information about artificial intelligence, the best way to apply it, and then we'll go through lessons together so we all learn at the same speed. Now, if I start to move too fast or you're watching a video that makes no sense to you whatsoever, more than likely then you've missed the preceding videos that lead up on it. Each video quorum or each video that I put together will actually start to build on the previous. So I will have complete data sets in there with different various things, what language models to use, what's the difference between all different language models, how do they actually work, what's more linear versus more focused, what's the best way to utilize these different LLMs or these different chatbots out there. Also, the agentic approach to your business, like I talked about, that lead that comes in at 2:00 in the morning while you're asleep, or the one that comes in at noon when you're out at a power lunch with your team or whatever it may be. You miss that lead, they're going to be quick to move on. How do you build an agentic system that takes care of that lead right away? How do you take care of it where it at least keeps them informed and knows that you're going to be reaching out to them soon? And you do it with AI or agentic type workflows that are basically bots that have been programmed that utilize artificial intelligence that will then reach out to that person immediately as if it's a human being. And we're not trying to hide anything. We will find that these bots are all designed. That's where my honor system comes in. They are put together and designed specifically that if they're asked if they're a bot, it will identify itself as a bot. We're not here to hide anything. And I think there's a lot of respect with that instead of some kind of system trying to pass itself off as human. We'll see a lot of this start to continue and grow. We'll also see that in the world of social media, a lot of the most famous channels that you'll see on YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, and wherever else you happen to be, not being able to pull yourself away from because you're swiping up or swiping right. Those systems are mainly made by people that are just completely using AI to do all of the content. They're not touching anything. There probably will be a time in the future where people will want to look at a more human-based interface. Well, that riddle's been solved as well, because now you can just take a simple photo of yourself and put it into one of the different AI systems and have it generate a video that speaks by a script that you use. It'll also clone your voice, and it's very simple. You don't have to have basically an orb of cameras that at one time I was blessed by one of the major companies out there that were putting together a video game to have my caricature put on and included in the video game. I'm not sure whatever happened to it, but it was kind of an acting thing. They had this massive globe of DSLR cameras. There must have been 200 or 300 in this globe. You sit in the middle of it and they snap pictures of you from all angles. That was pre this technology. This technology, you take one snapshot of you, put it into the system, and then you're talking. It may not get the teeth right, but the teeth always look better when AI is doing it, and so on. Anyway, so these are different ways to do it. In the future, these are things that we'll talk about here on this particular community in the future. That might not be something people like. People might want to see you screwing up and messing up and having the speech inflections and not going in and trying to make a video better. I know that you watch a lot of videos and you might be thinking, God, is he reading? Actually, I'm not reading. This is all ad lib off of my head. I've prepared for this video because I've been wanting to build this community for many years. At least since 2022. But now it's starting to come together as we are August 7th, 2025. I'm Connor MacIvor. Please enjoy the community. I know that we all will learn together a lot of interesting things. If you have questions or comments, please reach out. If you ever want to jump on a Zoom call with me, one-on-one, no issue. I'll be happy to do that. We can look at where you happen to be placed today, where your business happens to lie, and then we can talk about how to have you use AI to make it even better. But enjoy the community. There should be information here that will help you. I know there will be. And then you can ask the questions that you want to know about also within it. Be well, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'm Connor with Honor. Until the next one, over and out.